Joining us now is Republican Arizona gubernatorial candidate Kari Lake. Kari, good to see you, and thank you so much for coming on. If I could keep this conversation going with you, specifically there with one of the two Republicans that are sitting on this committee, Congresswoman Liz Cheney, claiming in her opening remarks that former President Donald Trump did not condemn the attack. But this quote says otherwise. I'll show it to you. A Newsmax headline from January 6th of 2021 here, reading, quote, Trump urging peace protesters to go home. The former president also condemned the January 6th violence in an Oval Office address, and here's that time.
I want to be very clear. I unequivocally condemn the violence that we saw last week. Violence and vandalism have absolutely no place in our country.
Your reaction, Kari, to the primetime hearing?
I didn't even watch it. I'm going to be honest. It is theater. I've been watching many months now as the Democrats try to spin this, and unfortunately, some of the Rhino Republicans, they do not want the swamp drained, and they wanted to make it impossible for America First politicians to do their work and drain that swamp. So this is their effort to try to make Donald Trump and his followers go away forever, and it's not going to work. This is theater. They've obviously been spinning and splicing and taking different video clips, removing the pertinent parts that would put the truth out there, and trying to tell a story that spreads their lies. So I'm not going to be watching it. I think it's a waste of time. We can find the truth. We can find those real sound bites with the president where we see what really happened that day. And I just refuse to take part in it and let them spread that lie into my world.
From a media perspective, as many know from your candidacy, you're a well-known news anchor there in Arizona, now running for governor in Arizona. Do you have a thought on, you understand cable news and the difference between actual network, ABC, CBS, NBC. Do you have a thought on the actual major networks, ones that you don't have to pay for, over the air, NBC, ABC, CBS, all airing these in prime time, again, as many were pointing out, without rebuttal? Sure, show the investigation and findings if you'd like, but it was a complete cut into the programming of it. Again, without rebuttal. Only two Republicans sit on this committee built of Democrats here, which are making pointed statements saying there is an attempted coup. Trump is to blame for what happened on January 6th. Again, no cross-examination. Is there fairness in that?
Absolutely not. I mean, but they're part of the problem. The mainstream corrupt media is part of the problem. And I'll be curious if this moves the needle, if the public is buying into this. I don't see people out and about who are even thinking about January 6th right now. I noticed many of them stopped calling it an insurrection, and at least they're kind of realizing that the American people don't buy that was an insurrection. And so they're even changing the way they're talking about it. Some of the outlets are, but I wonder what the ratings are going to be for this. I predict very low. Everywhere I go, I ask people, we have huge crowds when I'm on the campaign trail. I ask people, are you still watching the corporate media, the mainstream media? And nobody's watching it. The ratings have sunk to an all-time low. And so I don't think they're even effective at pushing their lies anymore.
In my media lens of it, it was almost hard not to find. It was airing on every network plus almost every cable news network as well. Perhaps the story will be written of combining all the viewership of each network and maybe showcasing it in that way. That's what I'm looking for, right? I want to turn now to the crisis along the southern border. Obviously, you're running for governor in the state of Arizona, a border state. I'll show you this. NBC News reporting the headline here: amid border surge, Biden administration plans to send migrants to cities deeper inside the United States, starting with L.A., according to internal documents. That was released just a couple days ago. The DHS says no decision has been made, though, on that proposal. So my question, if elected governor of Arizona, how do you plan to address the crisis along the southern border? Clearly, this is a state-by-state issue at this point. That's undeniable. Governor Abbott has done just about everything he can. Texas DPS had to get involved. You've seen how the state had to act. Do you have a plan? Do your constituents, or rather proposed constituents, ask you, how can you help this border crisis in the state of Arizona?
I have the only plan that will work, and it's returning sovereignty to the states. The states have the right in Article 1, Section 10 of the U.S. Constitution to protect their citizens from an invasion if the government is failing to do so. On day one, I'm going to issue a declaration of invasion. We are going to finish President Trump's wall project. We've got about 20 miles left, and we're going to use the materials that are sitting on our border. But in the meantime, while we're finishing that wall, we are going to deploy the Arizona National Guard armed to the border, and we're going to stop people from coming across our border. And pretty soon, the world will get the message: you do not enter America through Arizona, because you'll be turned back around, or if you make it across, arrested and sent back across the border. They're going to have a hard time finding people coming through Arizona, because we are going to put a stop to this beginning on day one of my administration. And that's why they're so afraid of me winning down here, because they know I will do exactly what I say I'm going to do. I'm a mother. I talk to moms and dads out there. We're sick and tired of the fentanyl pouring across our border, killing our young people. We're sick and tired of illegal aliens coming across our border, many of them with a history of crime, coming into our neighborhoods and causing problems. And the state of Arizona will no longer pick up the tab for this. $2.87 billion is what this illegal immigration and this illegal border crossings are costing us as a state. We're going to stop that, and we're going to finish the wall, and Arizona will be a place where the cartels learn very quickly we're just going to stop operating there, because it's a futile effort. They're going to turn everybody back around.
Final thoughts from you on your race in Arizona. The GOP primary on the screen for our viewers there, slated for August 2nd. Give the viewers an update if you can on the ground game there, campaigning. How's it going? Are you ready?
We're doing great. We have a movement here. The people are motivated. They're going to go out and vote in droves. We just got new internal polling yesterday. I think I'm at 42%. If you add up all of my other competitors or opponents, I still beat them, even if you add up all of their polling. So we're doing really well. I've got the other rhinos I'm running against in a panic. We're the America First candidate, and that's what the people in Arizona want. And we're going to turn things around and make Arizona a great place to raise a family, to open a business. We're going to make Arizona a great place for kids to get educated and ready for the opportunities that come. And I encourage everyone to get out and vote August 2nd. Tell everybody to get out and vote August 2nd. And go to my website, karilake.com, KARILAKE.com, and you can find where I stand on all the issues and make a donation. I'm being funded by the people and not the swamp. And I'm so honored to have President Trump's endorsement and the endorsement of all the great America First patriots.
Kari Lake joining us live here on National Report. Kari, have a great weekend, and thank you for coming on. We do appreciate that.